What if I told you that the hours you spend copying and pasting data could be reduced to just 30 seconds? Stick around because I am about to show you something that changed my entire workflow. Every morning, I used to waste hours doing the same thing over and over, copying data from multiple reports, fixing formats, matching headers. Sounds familiar? My team was literally spending half their day just moving numbers around. But then everything changed. I discovered a way to combine ChatGPT and Excel macros that does all this automatically. No more manual copying, no more format fixes, no more headaches. And the best part, you don't need to know any coding to make this work. Now let me be real with you. Getting this right wasn't easy at first. The first code ChatGPT gave me, complete disaster.
This is a disaster.
The second attempt, even worse.
Oh, it gets worse.
But I finally cracked the code and I'm going to share the exact prompt you need. Watch closely here. This is crucial. See this prompt structure. This is what makes all the difference. Notice how I am being specific about the data format. That's the key. I am using the golden prompt formula here, which I had showcased in my previous video. If you haven't watched that video, you can watch it here and I will post link in the description as well. Here's where most people mess up. They don't tell ChatGPT about their data structure, but watch what happens when I add these details. So this is the prompt which I've created. I've used the golden formula here, you can see, and we have defined persona as an expert Excel VBA developer with 15 years of experience. And in the context, I've mentioned that I have a large Excel file with 100 columns, and out of that it has to extract 15 key performance indicators. I've also mentioned the name of my source file, and then in the task I've clearly mentioned that I want all these specific 15 columns to be extracted, and I've also mentioned it to create a new sheet in the file with executive_KPIs name with those columns, and I've also asked it to copy the column headers as well. And I've also asked it to format the data appropriately, and I've also asked it to put error handling system so that it does not goes into error, and if even it goes into error, it gives us the clear error. Now let's go to ChatGPT and copy our prompt here, and let's see what ChatGPT returns. So you can see it has clearly given us the instruction that you need to open the Excel file, press Alt plus F11, and all the steps I mentioned, which I'll just show you, and it is writing the code. Now what we'll do is we'll copy this code and we'll open our report. You can see this file has almost 100 columns, and copying specific 15 columns from this particular report, it's a cumbersome job. You'll have to find the columns one by one and copy them in a new sheet, which takes a lot of time. So now what we'll do is we'll press Alt plus F11, which will bring this VBA window, and then we'll click on insert and then click on module, and we'll paste the VBA code here. You can save the file as XLSM if you want this VBA code to be retained the next time you open the file. Now you can see in the code it has clearly given the comments explaining what code is doing what. Now let's see if this works. I can press Alt plus F8, which brings the macro run window, and you can select your macro and click on run. So you can see within seconds it is able to do this operation. We have the reports with 15 columns which we had mentioned. Now you can go even a step further, and you can even ask it to format the output. So suppose if you work for Google, you can ask it to format as per the Google branding colors. So it will update the code for you, and then you can just use the updated code. So now let's try the updated code. I'll press Alt plus F11. I'll update the module, and press Alt plus F8. And then we'll run it. So now you can see we have the Google branding as well. Just look at this in action, and guess what? This is just the beginning. In my next video, I'll show you how to automatically email these reports to all your stakeholders. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one.